Hello everyone, welcome to the Street Mic channel. Today being Thursday, we are going to be doing our Throwback Thursday. On today's edition of the Throwback Thursday, we are going to be bringing you a video documentary of the aftermath of EndSARS protests in Anambra State. How many of you remember 2020 during the EndSARS protest? What really happened that period? It's just like it's over 3 years now, and how the whole thing turned bloody. The protest was a welcome one. I even joined the protest to protest against police brutality. But at the end of the day, hoodlums, criminal elements hijacked the whole process that led to destruction of police facilities, security agencies were being attacked. Most of them were demoralized. At a time, some of them weren't putting on their uniform again. They put on mufti to disguise. That confidence, they lost it. So I'm going to be bringing you a video documentary of how Chief Obiano, the former governor of Anambra State, under his watch 2020, when this protest happened, how he was able to restore their confidence to them, how he was able to handle the whole situation, how he tried to revive the police morale. Okay, also we are going to be showing you how the former governor Obiano restored the confidence of the common citizens, the youths who were on the streets to protest, and how he met them, addressed them, and promised them justice. I remember we visited the Okozo SARS, not just only Okozo SARS, Nini SARS, Anini Anti-Court, Enugugu Anti-Court. All the police facilities where people are being held unjust, we have visited to make sure they are. And at the end of the day,
I want to let you know why I support what you're doing. The 21/21 that was the landslide victory. The youth delivered it. True or false? True. You voted, you defended your votes. That will happen again very soon. I will personally visit the SARS offices that you are mentioning. And anybody that is there illegally, I'll release the fellow immediately. Any other fellow that is there legitimately will be prosecuted in line with the law. But any illegal detainee there, I will release immediately. Thank you, sir. I want to reassure you that I will not disappoint you. Yes, sir. This protest is peaceful. You are entitled to it. Please.
But after the protest, there were security were heightened because no matter how you put it, police got scared. They weren't going to work again. Most of them, because their facilities were being attacked. Remember those period? At some point, you hear police station, so police station got burnt, so police station was attacked. People were cutting away with ammunition. People were cutting away with guns. And I think today, what we are facing today is as a result of some of the criminals that hijacked the protest, not the youth that went on the street to protest. So we are going to be bringing you a throwback video documentary of this EndSARS aftermath in Anambra State. Also remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on your notification button so that you get every of our video that we post. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
In Anambra State, the peaceful protest took a dark, violent turn when hoodlums hijacked it and rode on the crest of its popular acceptance to ruinous purposes. In a blink of an eye, the protest became an orgy of violence. 4 police officers were murdered in cold blood. 17 were badly injured. 12 police stations were burnt down. 7 stations were vandalized. 27 police vehicles were burnt, while 2 armored personnel carriers were damaged. The scope of destruction was astonishing. It was as though some criminal elements who had been nursing a deep-seated grudge against the security architecture of the state finally found the opportunity to vent their anger. If that was their mission, it was well fulfilled. Their single-minded targeting of the police left the officers and men of the force deeply stunned, demotivated, and highly demoralized.
For your information, when they got here, the officer just introduced to you and his men put up a very gallant fight, prepared them in the first wave. So when they came up for the second wave, that they couldn't contain them. And that was how they went in and started vitalizing our facilities. So in summary, that's what happened. And already you've gone around, you've seen this for yourself. But I'm happy that they were not able to raise the whole facility down. And that's because they met the kind of resistance here. Thank you, sir.
I'm here to see for myself the havoc that these criminals caused here a few days back. Well, I'm happy with the police that they were able to repel these people in Orifite. But for that repelling, they would have caused so much damage. You know, I encourage police and security details that I posted to Anambra to continue to show gallantry. Anambra has always been the safest state in Nigeria, and we are proud of our police. Although a few of them may have some challenges, but that is not enough to castigate all. So,
considering the crucial role of the Nigeria police in the emergence of Anambra State as Nigeria's safest state, Governor Obiano saw the decline in police enthusiasm as the biggest threat to the security of lives and property in the state. He seized the opportunity of his visit to the facilities used by the defunct SARS in the state to attempt a revival of the crumpled morale of the Anambra Police Command, when he told the officers and men of the command not to be demoralized by the gruesome violence visited on them by hoodlums who took advantage of the End SARS protest.
I want to encourage the Nigerian police, do not be disillusioned by the incidents of these few days. Most of you posted to Anambra are doing great job. Great job. You know, that's why we have Anambra, the safest state in Nigeria. So I don't want you to be demoralized by this incident. Rather, take it as a wake-up call for you to bring up your professionalism in the day-to-day performance of your assignments or duties, as the case may be. So I want to see your morale come up, because since this incident, most of you are no longer wearing uniform. Why? You know, you must be courageous, you know, and the governor will support you.
It came therefore as no surprise when Governor Obiano decided to do something very decisive about reviving the fallen spirit of the Anambra Police Command. In an elaborate effort to reignite the spirit of the traumatized officers and men of the command, Obiano handed out 13 rapid response vehicles to the command. It was a gesture that sought to reassure the officers and men of the command that in spite of the violence and open hostility they had endured in recent times, the people of Anambra State had implicit confidence in their ability to protect their lives and property.
Well, it is my pleasure to present to the rapid response team of Anambra State, 100 in number, these vehicles to assist them in their day-to-day activities in keeping Anambra very safe. A robust patrol will be seen from this afternoon going forward, and we have sent a signal to the criminals that there's no hiding place for them in Anambra, so they should on their own disappear before we make them disappear. You know, so on this note, it is my pleasure to cut the ribbon to commemorate the handing over of these vehicles to the Nigerian Police Force. I do this in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Welcoming Governor Obiano to the command headquarters in Awka, the State Commissioner of Police, Mr. John Abang, recalled that the officers and men of the command had offered protection to the End SARS protesters in the beginning. He regretted that the protests were suddenly hijacked by hoodlums who swiftly launched vicious attacks on policemen and police installations in the state.
We are particularly elated that His Excellency has taken time out of his very busy schedule to visit this command today. It will be recalled that the End SARS protest had gone on peacefully in Oka and other cities of the state with police protection and coverage from the beginning, in line with our statutory obligations. I recall addressing the protesters personally on Saturday, 10th October 2020, where I promised to convey their grievances and demands to the Inspector General of Police. This was replicated by some of my area commanders and divisional police officers within a fortnight across the state. It was, however, heartrending when hoodlums suddenly hijacked the protest and launched vicious and murderous attacks on our personnel and facilities on the night of 21 October 2020 in Nnewi through the evening of 24th October 2020 in Wuli. Regrettably, at the end of these callous attacks, the hoodlums had murdered 4 of our personnel and injured about 15 other personnel. Sadly, in Osumeyi Division alone, we lost the DPO, Joseph Akpan, and 3 others. May I kindly, Your Excellency, respectfully ask for a 1-minute silence for the souls of the departed, Your Excellency. May the souls of the departed rest in perfect peace.
Responding to the remarks from the Commissioner of Police, Governor Obiano assured the gathering that his mission was to boost the morale of the officers and men of the Anambra Police Command and motivate them to rise to the challenge of protecting the state.
Ladies and gentlemen, I came here this morning to boost your morale after the EndSARS protest. The EndSARS protest started well, and the Commissioner of Police directed the police to accompany the youths so that they are orderly. That went well day 1 and part of day 2. In day 3, hoodlums hijacked that EndSARS protest and tried to wreak havoc in some of your facilities. I also toured around with the CP after the incident to see for myself the level of carnage that occurred. It was very devastating. But I want to sympathize with you for the loss of 4 of your men, the injuries sustained by 17 of your men, and of course the quantum of destruction on your personal assets and what have you. I'm also here to motivate you, to say that if you work for somebody and that fellow appreciates that, it gives you more encouragement to work. It's to show that I appreciate the police in Anambra State. You people have done very well. If there are some people that haven't, there are very few. Most of your men are hardworking, and that's why you've helped us to be situated as one of the safest states in Nigeria. I want to also emphasize that EndSARS brought a lot of lessons to the police in particular and to all of us in general. To the police, the message from EndSARS is no corruption, no brutality against the people you're supposed to protect. That does not mean you won't use your training and the necessary force to make arrests. That's your determination, because that's what you're trained to do. But you understand when I say no brutality, you should be able to appreciate what I mean by that. I give you examples of some of what they said. When I addressed them at the governor's office, one of the things they said then was that the police normally will stop some suspected youths, take their phone, check one or two things, and direct the guy to go to the nearest ATM and collect money, or they will frame the guy. If that is true, that should be a thing of the past, because that would not be acceptable.
Governor Obiano also made bold efforts to compensate the families of police officers who lost their lives in the violence, handing out checks to their survivors and other donations to officers who sustained different degrees of injuries in the violence.
Yes. Don't you answer that, ladies and gentlemen. ASP Ago Michael, Miss of King is Ugochukwu Favor Ago. Ugochukwu Favor Ago, please come forward.
They are all getting the sum of 2 million naira.
Then Inspector John Oche, Miss of King is Joshua Oko John.
Accept my sympathy.
PC Udebunan Celestine, the next of kin is Udebunan William Udechukwu.
Accept my sympathy.
And then we move to the injured officers.
He also assured them that their hospital bills will be paid by the government.
250,000.
Thank you, Mr. President. ASP.
The money we are giving is for your personal use. The government will pay for your hospital bills. Get well quick. Get well quick. Sorry, get well quick.
Inspector Marcel Onyeka.
Sorry, get well quick.
Inspector Oba Keboi, Area Command Navy.
Like I said, this money is for their personal use. The state government will pay for their medical bills. Get well quick.
Inspector Una Godwin.
Sorry, get well quick.
Winston Peter is also graduation.
Sorry, get well quick.
Emmanuel Sunday is of Ogidi.
Sorry, get well quick. Sorry, okay, get well quick.
So that ones are the absentees.
I want to say too that the injured are also gallant officers, because they took the injury they sustained because they were defending the place. So I want us to appreciate that if you are not injured, that doesn't mean you are very gallant. So both the injured and non-injured are very great officers that defended their station. The area command is today being recognized for the gallantry of the people there. The area command, despite the large number of miscreants, we were able to repel these attacks without injuring any of the hoodlums. That's a great feat by yourselves. So I'm appreciating your area command with the sum of 1 million naira.
And worthy of notice that this money is for them and their personnel.
This is to motivate and further support you and your men for the great gallantry exhibited during this crisis, and for your professionalism in ensuring that no loss of lives
you are encountered in the repel of the attacks. Thank you very much. Awada has always been a serious zone, and you've been doing a great work. You and your men, I must commend yourselves. And again, for repelling the attack repeatedly, you and your men deserve some commendation and appreciation. That's exactly what I'm doing today with the sum of 1 million naira. Thank you. I want to appreciate the police division for your continuous gallantry. You know, again, that's a very sensitive area, and during this period, I would like you guys to please comb the place again, flush out all people living on uncompleted buildings, you know, and reposition yourselves for Christmas and beyond. Congratulations to Gochuku, you and your men, 1 million. DPO on Personnel Review Division, CSP Corey is the DPO.
Yes, a great friend. I met him in action in the police station. And today, like I promised, you and your team that will appreciate you. By the way, I'm going to sign special certificates to all these gallant officers, you know, and I say so bring it to you sometime during the week, you know. So this is to appreciate you and your team for your exceptional gallantry during this period. Thank you.
DPO and Personnel B Division.
I will pause here to appreciate the effort of Anambra youths that helped the police to ward off the attacks in most of the locations. You know, when the crisis was at its peak, I called on the traditional rulers, the president generals, to call out their youths to defend our facilities there. That was effectively heeded to, and they were able to ward off all these marauders that came. You know, I want to also appreciate immensely the B Division in Malka. Thank you.
DPO and Personnel Feke Division, Rabi Garba. Your Excellency, yes, the team that arrested the killers of Honorable Azubi Kekwabalo. CSP Patrick Abuese.
CP, this gentleman is one of your very gallant officers. I've seen him in action in many places, and he has a lot of future in the Nigerian police. They painstakingly traced the killers of one of my staff, and eventually arrested them, 2 of them, and they are in court now. You know, so for that excellent job, you and your team have a sum of 2 million naira.
CSP Rabi Garba is loved by all. When the NSAS protesters got there, instead of attacking them, they started chatting with him, praising him for his good jobs. Professionally, put your hands together for Rabi Garba.
Garba is a lesson in crisis management. He's a man of the people, so to say, there. So when the protesters came, he endangered his own life by coming to the midst. They came in their thousands. He came out and calmed them down. And those guys were able to go back. That was a great risk. All those stuff that you and your men did and ensured that they didn't attack your property
I want to appreciate you and ask you to keep the good job going.
Indeed, Obiano's commendable effort to reawaken the flagging spirit of the Nigeria police does not come as a surprise to people who have followed his bold steps, which resulted in the creation of a solid security architecture that made Anambra Nigeria's safest state. Right from the inception of his administration on March 17, 2014, Obiano had made security a top priority of his administration. A direct consequence of this resolution was the holding of Nigeria's first International Security Summit, which featured a top Israeli security expert known as Moshe Kainan, who delivered a paper titled Security as a Panacea for Development. That summit formed the bedrock of the now famous Anambra security architecture, which gave birth to Operation Ochapu, that launched a historic crackdown on criminals in the state and ran most of them out of town. Thankfully, since the launch of Operation Ochapu, Anambra has evolved rapidly to a point where the state now combats crime with high-tech devices and high-speed vehicles and squad cars that make crime prevention and detection relatively easier. The launch of Operation Ochapu 2 in October 2019 marked the introduction of the Anambra Smart City Initiative with cutting-edge security gadgets that guarantee greater efficiency in crime detection from a remote control room.
I want to start by saying that I'm really surprised. I'm surprised with the level of equipment I've seen in this state rolled out by the governor. I thought we were coming here to receive some few vehicles for the police, but what I've seen is beyond imagination. What I've seen is a total package for security. What I've seen, when deployed, no security agent will have any reason to allow crime to be committed in this state. With the equipment we see on ground, there are equipment that will assist every law enforcement agent in performing his or her duties. And for this reason, we thank you, the Executive Governor of Anambra State.
All things considered, Governor Obiano's recent effort to rekindle the morale of the Nigeria police following the violence and sense of alienation that trailed the NSAS protests shows that he is sensitive to the plight of the establishment charged with securing the lives and property of Nigerians. It is a commendable effort which marks Governor Obiano out as a true leader with an eye for detail and a heart filled with compassion. But most important of all, it justifies Anambra's undisputed reign as Nigeria's safest state under Governor William Obiano.
Okay everyone, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you get our next video. Thank you. See you next time.